Hello, hello. My name is Linda, also known as Tortajala around the internet, and I love creative journaling and all things stationery. And in this video, I'm going to flip through my Midori Hibino April 2025 journal pages. This year, I've basically been using this to do daily doodles. I have not used the monthlies at all, besides some random ink swatching. So it's really just creating a spread a day, so two A6 sized pages using my fountain pens to doodle like something, anything to keep creative. And now that I've have like a few months under my belt, it's definitely becoming like an easier habit to keep up with. I'm definitely keeping it very like casual, fun, no pressure. In my March flip through video, I mentioned that I was following the prompts in the 50 Ways to Draw Your Beautiful Ordinary Life by Flow Paper magazine. And since there were still prompts left after the whole month of March, I'm just going to continue in April so that I finish all 50 of those prompts. So each day there was like a tutorial to draw a particular topic, and I would literally just follow it straight up. And in the end, if I ended up doodling like something else as well, that was fine. But at least the prompt got me started. So, yeah, I've found that following prompts has really been helpful because I don't always have something in mind to draw. And like when you're doing this daily, sometimes it just seems like I'm always drawing the same, cup of coffee or like stuff around my desk. So it can just get like a bit stale. So having prompts to follow, it really helps to get me going, like jumpstart, and not stare at the blank page like wondering what I should draw. I just have to jump right in and follow the prompt. And it also helps to explore like different topics and subjects that I probably normally wouldn't be drawn to. So even if I don't care for those particular drawings, I have found that after the fact, it was still fun to do, like something different. And ultimately, with this like daily creative habit, it's just satisfying to have done it like daily. And then afterwards, yes, I have this book that I can flip through and see all the doodles, no matter how like simple or wonky they might be. It's funny how something as simple as like flipping through your old work that can actually inspire you to do more and to keep going. I think it's just like a really like it's really easy to discount the things that you've done in the past because if you don't, sort of see it in front of you or have something as an end result, And I think that goes for a lot of things, like not just creativity. We sort of forget like our accomplishments or what we've done, what we've been responsible for, because just time just passes and like you don't remember all the details. But in a journal, in this book, maybe this is why people do like daily journaling because you see like this physical representation of like all the days that have passed. And even if I don't remember the details of like what happened or what I drew when I flipped through, there's just like connections and reminders. And, of course, there were days that I was like not very inspired, or it seemed like very difficult to even follow the prompt and like do something. In April, I did get sick and I was like coughing my lungs out, and sort of like there was a period of like a miserable time. But I don't know. I guess I was made to be grateful for, most of the time when I'm healthy. And you sort of realize, like, when your body doesn't do what you want it to do, then you appreciate it so much more, in the good times. So, yeah, there were spreads that were like funky because I was just out of it. And, I tried some other things or just wanted to fill up the page and be done with it because I was just trying to get through the day and do something to keep up the habit. I didn't want to drop it. Um, there were days that I fell behind though, so it's not like I've been perfect at doing it every single day. Sometimes on the weekends, especially family stuff or other things going on, like I wouldn't get to it. So sometimes I would have to catch up 2 or 3 spreads in a day, but I wouldn't usually do it all in a row. If I'm behind, I might do like a spread in the morning and then like after lunch do another spread and then later on come back and, catch up. So at one point, I did try to use multiple different colors of fountain pen inks Because most of the time, what I would do is like sit down to do my spread. I would just pick a different fountain pen so that almost each spread is like using something different just to like change things up and not be like using the same pens all the time because I do have so many and they're like all inked up. But at one point, yeah, I tried to use different colors together. And I have to say that color theory, yeah, it's a weakness for me, like amongst other things. It just doesn't come natural to me. Like no matter if I learn the lessons and you can read up on color theory, I don't know, I'm always hesitant to use lots of colors because I feel like it would just be like a big mishmash, like mess. Um, and I know some people like the whole rainbow thing, but I feel like I'm not even able to do that correctly. It, it wouldn't be like the perfect rainbow, it'd just be like a mishmash of colors. So, yeah, my normal go-to is to go with like monochrome, right? Like if you pick one color, um, or before it would just be like black gel pens, but now with the fountain pens, it's a single color, but it's like one less thing to worry about. Because you're just concentrating on the doodling and the lines and things, and you're not thinking about like switching colors or what you need to um, color each object. So it's definitely very different doing this kind of work like with analog materials because I'm much more used to doing like digital design and you can change the colors constantly, right? So you can test out a million combinations before like settling on something. You can do multiple colorways with like just a few clicks. So it's like so easy to switch around. You can obviously do that with an analog piece as well, like just redo the whole drawing, right, in different colors, but obviously a lot harder. So I know people do like color studies and things like that before they do a final piece, but yeah, just when it comes to like doodling, sketching, I find myself shying away from using multiple colors because I'm not like confident and I sort of don't know how to do it. But I did try to do some like it, um, beyond like monochrome to do like maybe the same color family, and maybe that will be like the next step before going totally color. But yeah, for the month of April, I basically finished all of the like the rest of the 50, there were 50 prompts, so like March all the days, and then the rest, I finished all of those prompts from the book. And of course, there were still days left in April, so I just went back to doodling sort of randomness or whatever, came up that day or whatever I felt like. And I have to say that coming off the prompts, it was suddenly so much more difficult to think of something to draw, if I didn't want to like repeat myself. Like some days, yeah, maybe there was some more inspiration, um, but a lot of the days I was just like staring and like, what should I do? What should I do? Because I was so, I guess, dependent on the prompts. So I sort of want to come up with, I don't know, some kind of system where like I have prompts if I need it. But I can also do free doodling if I happen to be like really inspired one day and I don't need the prompts, you know what I mean? So it's sort of like flexible in that way to do whatever is like best for that particular day. So I feel like I should move to something like that. But that does mean that I need some kind of like prompt repository. Let me know if you know of anything. But ultimately, I just don't want to spend too much time like staring at a blank page, thinking about what to draw instead of just doing it. You know what I mean? Like that's sort of the point of the daily like creative habit is to just move my hands, like do something, anything you can sort of think of it like exercising, right? Um, which I guess with that analogy, it should be okay to like redraw the same things over and over again, but because you're exercising, you're practicing. So maybe I have to learn to be more like okay with that instead of thinking that I need to do something different or something I've never drawn before. I don't know why I feel like there's this weird thought of there's less merit if you're just drawing the same thing. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense now that I like saying it out loud. Yeah, I don't know why those thoughts come into my head, but I suppose it's like a creative person's like curse, because it stops you from doing things in the first place because you're like just analyzing too much, thinking too much. You want everything that you create to be special or cool or like worth, you know, for whatever reason. So, yeah. it's that's those are some of the resistance or challenges that I have been facing in this, daily doodle creative habit. But generally, I've been really happy with like embarking on this journey and doing these daily doodles. It's so satisfying, um, to flip through, and it's nice to have something that's like, like almost constant, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I have this creative habit that I do and I'm keeping at it and it's all good and you know, it's sort of good for like the creative soul kind of thing. Um yeah. So generally, it has definitely been like a positive experience. And it's funny how I'm already thinking about like, oh, next year, what book would I get? Because I don't know if I necessarily want to get the Hibino again. Not because I don't like it, but I just think that maybe it's not needed for the way or what I'm doing. I probably could use any old kind of notebook or something, or just something with lots of pages. Do I really need the Hibino? Although, predated stuff is pretty nice. Or maybe I'll move up in size and give myself, a different type of space to work in. I don't know. So those thoughts are already swimming around my head, which is hilarious because we're not even like halfway through the year, and I'm already thinking about like, oh, in the future, what will I do, or what will I do in 2026? I think that happens a lot, even with like our planner systems and journal systems. As we're going along, we start to think already about the future and what it is that um, we want to do or decide on. And I realize that it is way too early. We should really not make those decisions until the time actually comes, because I think that's sort of what gets us in trouble. Like, we think we want to do a certain thing, but then it might change because there's so much time. So for the last spread of April, I did some writing along with some very, very sketchy, like landscape kind of doodles. I was thinking about how, like, sometimes you see like scenes in glass, stained glass windows. So I was thinking about having like this sort of wide view or long distance view in landscapes. And it sort of made me think, like analogy wise, of seeing the big picture of things, like when you look out ahead and far, and how that applies to life, like when you need to zoom out a little. So that's what I wrote about. And then I did some of the loose sketches. Um, yeah, those were the thoughts here. But yeah, very, very, sketchy, definitely. But those are my April pages in my little Midori Hibino. This little journal has been such a good thing for me, and yeah, I love flipping through it. I guess I'm still attracted by the end product in a sense, because, I do really like having the physical book and being able to flip through all the pages, and know that like I drew almost every day, and yeah, it's already satisfying, even though I haven't even finished like the whole book yet. So I think that any kind of daily practice would probably be beneficial to anyone, whether it's like doodling or journaling or scribbling or, you know, smushing color around, whatever your preference might be, maybe a mix of all those things. Because I'm starting to feel like maybe I should stop giving myself imaginary rules where like it just has to be line drawing. It really could be anything, right? Because in years past, I've always had a creative journal or an art journal, and so I would just do anything. It wouldn't have to only be drawing. So maybe that's something to consider. But yeah, thanks so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And let me know down in the comments what you think of um, my Midori Hibino and daily doodle habit. I'm always interested to know what others are thinking, and definitely enjoy chit-chatting about creative things in general. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button. And if you want to see more stationery videos, check out the library for all of my Midori Hibino flip-throughs for each month, and please subscribe for more stationery videos. I wish you a very lovely day, and until next time, bye.